Hello, friends. Welcome back to Numbers and Narratives. This will be our fifth episode in the portfolio tracking week by week. And if you're new to the channel, every week on Saturday, I will post an update on how is my portfolio is doing, and my benchmark of performance is against the market itself, against the S&P 500. The goal of this portfolio is to outperform the market, and which is why every week we'll come take a look and see how we're doing. Are we holding well against the market? Are we losing? Are we winning? Again, to outperform the market, right? You need to do it year by year by year by year, meaning that it's a long-term process. 1 week is not gonna really show a lot, but still, I want to stay transparent and I want to stay active on this kind of update, so if I've made any changes to my portfolio or if I've exited or enter in a new position. All right, so here we are in the big main portfolio here. This portfolio contains of two subs portfolio within it. The first one is called the Magic Formula portfolio. It's named after the book by billionaire Joe Greenblatt, The Little Book That Beats the Market, and I just kind of mirror his strategy here, see how's the portfolio is doing. And if you've watched the videos, you've noticed that our gains have quite been diminished over the last 2 weeks mainly, especially the last week and this week after the Federal Fund Reserve, right? They made the promise at the Jackson Hole Convention that they will keep raising interest, and since then the market has been pretty red. If you come take a look at the last week at the S&P 500, then you will see that it's just a down week. It's a red week all along. It's not even up, I think, any single days during the last week. So we have to understand what kind of market are we in, and understanding the market it is very different from timing the market, right? I do not believe in timing the market, and I would not recommend anyone to try and time the market. The reason is very simple. We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what's happening in the future, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 1 day, in 2 days. I have no idea. So I'm just going to stay put, stick to my process, and invest that way. So overall, the Magic Formula portfolio, you can see all the gains have technically vanished away. I think around 2-3 weeks ago, the gain has been around like 10% on this portfolio, but now it's only 0.07%. And the second portfolio within the big one is the Acquirers Multiple portfolio. Same amount of money as you can see here, $4,250. Together, they made up $8,500. And right now, our gains are at about like $38 around here. As you can see, only 0.45%. So very, very tiny little. This is done a little bit better, 0.87%. And as you can see, right, the downturn of the market, it affects all stocks, virtually all stocks. No one is out of reach, and we gotta prepare for what's coming. So I also would like to share with you my new entries in my Roth IRA account. As you can see, if you remember the Roth IRA account, I have Micron Technology, I have Naked Wines, and I have Steritage Growth Properties. I just made 2 more purchases, which is Google and Daily Journal Corporation. I actually really love this company now that I know more about it, and I want to kind of dig more into this company's model. So I will talk more about it in a more appropriate videos to keep this video's length kind of reasonable. I will not dig deep into it, but I will increase my portfolio in Daily Journals Corporation more. I will buy more Micron. I love this company as well, and I think it's being kind of mispriced right now by the market. And I think I will slowly add to the Google position. believe that this is a good time to enter Google, and it's going to have a pretty long runway ahead of it. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and go back to our big portfolio here. And these tiny little gains are, how are we doing against the S&P 500? So our portfolio, the inception date is June 24th, right? June 24th right here. So let's go ahead and drag it out. So since June 24th to September the 2nd, which is yesterday, the last trading day of Friday, the S&P 500 has appreciated 0.32%. 0.32%. All right. And our portfolio has appreciated 0.45%. Again, we're up just a tiny little bit. We're up by like 0.12%. Not a lot, but still up. Good to know. Again, this is a long-term process. The week-by-week comparison gives us like a decent idea of how are we doing. But I wouldn't kind of rely on these numbers too much. We definitely are not beating the markets yet. It will take years and years to know that. But again, I would like to stay transparent and just let you know about how the portfolio is performing. So with this kind of market we're in, I think this is a good idea to kind of jump into this article by the Investors Business Daily. I think they have a kind of interesting article. The title is Bear Market News and How to Handle a Market Correction. Now, let's go ahead and jump back to our S&P 500 chart. This is the last 6 months of the S&P 500. We have a peak at about 4,600 all the way down here to around the level of 3,900. So you can make all sort of argument that we are in a bear market, or we may not be a bear market, whatever it is. I don't really care. But the vision right now is that the whole market is down and everyone is just terrified. So what do we do? What do we do in a market downturn? Let's see what Investors Business Daily have to say. All right. So I think that down here, go ahead and try to get you to identify a market bottom. All right. Now, the reason I want to point you to this article is not to learn from it, but rather to stay away from these kind of suggestions, from these kind of ideas, from these kind of how to identify a bear market bottom. These are what I call trying to time the market, right? Trying to time the market. All right. The key signals to look for is called a follow-through day. These, my friends, these are just garbage. I mean, these people who write this article, I don't even know if they understand what they're talking about. These are just garbage technical analysis stuff. All right. It doesn't help you in anything. It doesn't look for the fundamentals. It does not look at the macro, the micro economics picture. And guess what? Throughout the internet, it flows with these kind of news. It flows with this kind of news. And when new investors come into the market, right, and you see this kind of market everywhere is just bloody, and you go to Google and you type, all right, how do I handle a bear market? And you see an article like this, telling you that you should try to time the market instead of try to invest in good companies that will have a lot of runway ahead of it. And this bear market, where everything goes down, is actually the perfect timing for you to go buy these great companies at a cheap price. All right. And there's these guys over here trying to tell you to time the market and just do whatever it is. This is just nonsense. So please, stay away from this kind of news. Whoever tried to tell you to time the market, trust me, stay away from them. No one knows what the future looks like, all right? Even the economist who spent all days, who has a PhD from Harvard, Yale, spend all days looking at data. They made wrong predictions all the time. All right? And we're students. We're workers. We have a job, right? We can't afford to look at the data 24/24. What do? Just don't try to predict the future. That's it. Look for good companies. Look for solid companies. Look for companies that has proven itself to be trustworthy. All right? Those are the companies that can get us out of the bear market. And these bear markets are the best time for us to put money into them at a better bargain. All right? Because those companies, trust me, in a normal day life, they're going to be very expensive. Because everyone wants to pile money into them, right? Everyone wants a piece of the pie. Because they're such great companies that it's hard to find them. And once you found them, you hold on to them forever. That's it. Right? So don't time the market. Don't listen to these nonsense technical analysis. It's really, really garbage. And it just really disgusts me how these writers can put these and are okay with it. Knowing that they are maybe they know or they may not know. I think they do. That the ones who consume these kind of news are new investors, right? New investors into the market. They're going to look at these and they think they can time the market. You cannot. You may get lucky once or twice, but in the long run, it's going to destroy you. Don't do that. Don't try to time the market. Don't try to time the market. Don't try to predict the future. Don't do that. Stick to the fundamentals, and that's how you get solid returns. And to end the videos, I would like to kind of get a quote from one of my favorite investors. His name is Seth Klarman. Seth Klarman, he's a head investor of a group called the Baupost Group, and he has soundly beaten the market. He has soundly beaten the market for like 20, 30 years in a row. The guy is insanely good. He's an insanely good investor. And this is what he has to say about the bear market, right? I'm going to go ahead and read it out. A bull market teaches one kind of lesson. A bear market teaches very different lessons. I work really hard to make the team understand that there will be a day when everything you buy goes down. Everything you waited on will seem like a heroically good decision. And everything you thought about selling and didn't will make you feel like a fool. You also start to lose confidence in yourself because everything you thought now looks wrong. So suck it up and deal with that. All right. So Seth Klarman is kind of a no bullcrap approach here about how to deal with a bear market, right? What he's essentially saying is that bear market happens. It happens. No market goes up forever. Remember that. No economy stays straight forever. There will be recession, there will be downturns, and that is a part of the economy. As investors, we have to accept it. All right? How do we deal with it? Nothing. We keep doing what we do, buy good companies, and as he say, suck it up. Everything you want to sell is down. That's fine. Suck it up. And if the things you own are good, are fundamentally good, are cash rich, have good returns on capital, are reasonably valued, then you can be sure that once the downturn is over, they will give you amazing returns. All right? Now the question is, do you know when the downturn is going to be over? Can you predict the market? No, you cannot. All right? If you can, or you claim to be able to, trust me, no one can. We simply don't know the future. All right? We never know when this downturn is going to end. I don't know. It may go on for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, for all I care. All right? I have no idea when this is going to be over. We might see blood in the streets for the next 3 months, 6 months. I have no clue. So don't try to time the market. Stay true to yourself and do good research work when you're trying to buy in a company. Don't try to time the market. Again, that's the lesson here. All right. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And I will see you for the next episode next week. Goodbye.